Okay, good evening, everyone. We are specially sponsored tonight by Yitzi Muller, in memory of his grandmother, Finkel Bas Menachem Mendel Zayda. She was a Holocaust survivor, which means that her lichtige Gan Eden is pretty assured, and she was also a very kind person, which is a very good mix, and it's a very good for Daf Nun Ches, because Nun Ches is Chen. Chen is magical. People that find favor in people's eyes, it says that Noach also deserved to be destroyed in the flood, but he was matzah chen be'enei Hashem. Chen, to have chen, to have edelkeit, is a very, very, very important thing. We're going to get right to it now. We're holding by Itmar, which is 8 lines from the bottom. 8 lines, and welcome back, Irving. We missed you last night.
Thank you for the shout out. I heard the shout out. Thank you for the shout out. I was with my granddaughter, 16th Hebrew birthday.
Mazel tov. Wow. Wow, time flies.
Missed last night.
The Gemara says all of those things that you're not allowed to put on the Mizbeach, right? Kol shemimenu leishim harihu b'bal taktiru. Anything that was consigned to the fires, so the rest of it you can't put on the Mizbeach, like the shirayim of the mincha, like the meat of a carbon. What happens if you put it on the ramp? So says the Gemara, Itmar, Hamala mikulam al gabi akevesh, if you put it on the ramp. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Chayiv, Rabbi Yochanan says you're Chayiv as if you put it on the Mizbech. Rabbi Elazar Amar Potter. Rabbi Elazar says you're Potter. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Chayiv, the Tanya says in the Pasuk, HaMizbeach. Ein li ela Mizbeach. I only know if it's put on the Mizbeach. Kevesh minayin. How do we know that you're Chayiv if you put it on the ramp? Talmud Leimer ve'ela Mizbeach lo yalu l'ratzin. And to the Mizbeach it will not go up for favor. So some learn it out from the Ha-Mizbeach, some learn it out from the Lo Yalu. It shouldn't go up, which refers to the ramp, which goes up. Rabbi Elazar Potter. Rabbi Elazar says, you're Potter, my timer. The Amar Cross, Sa'or Dvash, Carbon Rashis Takrivu Osam. Sa'or Dvash, Carbon Rashis, the initial carbon, takrivu osam. Osam who? It's only the initial carbon. If the shtei alechem, it's only the initial carbon that we say that putting on the ramp is like putting on the mizbeach. But to say that you should be chayiv for the shirayim, putting it on the keves as if you put it on the mizbeach, Rabbi Elazar holds you not chayiv. So what does Rabbi Yochanan do with the miyat of oisam? Rabbi Yochanan, hi oisam my abedlei. Mi bailei l'kedesanya yochel yochid misnadev umevi kayitze banedava. If Ruvain Palak wants to bring shtei alechem and Shavuos, he says, why should the community only get to bring shtei alechem? I also want to bring shtei alechem. Ruvain always wants to try out new things. And he says, look, if I make a pledge, it's motzas vasecha tishma vasisa. The pronouncements of my lips I should heed and fulfill. So if he says, Hari alai shtei alechem, maybe you should be able to bring shtei alechem. Talmud Leimer Karbon Rashis Takrivu. Only they bring the carbon at the beginning of the season, tzibur amarti lach v'lo yachid. But yachid lo yeh yachid maybe. A yachid cannot bring shtei alechem shein maybe chavasai kiyaitzaba because it doesn't have a requirement to bring shtei alechem. Avol yeh tzibur maybe, but maybe the tzibur, if they want to volunteer another shtei alechem, maybe they should be allowed to. Avol tzibur maybe she maybe chavasai kiyaitzaba. Talmud Leimer Oisam. Oisam tells us that they could only bring the communal obligation, but not a voluntary offering. What is it that they are allowed to bring? Shtei alechem min asa'ar, the shtei alechem which comes from chametz, ubikurim min advash, and bikurim, which we know comes from, first of all, it comes from first fruits, comes from dates, so that's date honey, and it also means other sweet fruits. Says the Gemara, wait a second. Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. Ushtei alechem lo yikrevu nedava? The shtei alechem cannot be offered as a voluntary offering. Vatanya, we learned in the Braisa, im nemar kol sa'ar, we'll see that from the kol, we learn out that even half a kmitza, or less than a kazayas, it's machlokes, cannot be of chametz. Now, im nemar kol sa'ar, lama nemar kol davash. Why does it also have to say that you can't have less than a half a kmitza of with honey? V'im nemar kol davash, lama nemar kol sa'ar. Why does it have to say the kol by both of them? So the Gemara says, "Mipnei sheyesh b'sa'ar ma she'ein b'dvash," because there's a feature by sa'ar that's not by honey. V'yesh b'dvash ma she'ein b'sa'ar, and there's a feature that's by honey that's not by sa'ar. Sa'ar huta mechlala b'mikdash. Sa'ar is permitted in the mikdash. Now this is going to be a problem that the Gemara is going to have. Where is sa'ar permitted in the mikdash? Mikdash, the Gemara thinks means on the Mizbeach. But only karbanis that are chametz is 10 loaves of the taida, and the shtei alechem, none of them go on the Mizbeach. But the Gemara will get it to that. Dvash lo yutar miklal b'mikdash. You never put honey on the Mizbeach. Dvash hutar b'sharei menachos. Honey you could use in the leftovers. In other words, after the kmitza is taken, the kahanim eat the shirayim of the mincha. They could mix it with honey. Now we learn out because the pasuk says l'moshcha. They could eat it like gedula. They want to make it with honey, they can make it with honey. So ar lo yutar b'shar menachos. But even the remnants of the mincha, we said, remember we said lo seyafa chametz chelka. The shirayim can't be made chametz seir either. Since they have different features, to tell me even half a kmitza is no good, that even half a kmitza is no good. Oh, but here comes the shaila. Where is sa'ar found on the mizbeach? Must be that it's a shtei alechem that Ruvain Palak brings with a nedava. Now, if he brings it with a nedava, so then it's not coming with the kiftzei atzeres, so then we would have to take a kmitza. So that would be a case of sa'ar on the mizbeach. Lav shtei alechem the karva nedava. It says, no. Amar Rav Amram loy likarev imohem. What it means is that sa'ar is at least offered in the Mikdash together with something else. Because it's offered with the 2 lambs, and the 2 lambs go on the Mizbeach. Says Gemara, well then Bikurim is also offered together with a carbon. Iyachi Bikurim Nami, the Tanan, this is very interesting. When they brought their Bikurim, so now we have 9. Now we have 9. Chol Avram is number 9. Danny Vogel. Where are you, Danny Vogel? Maybe he's still coming. Maybe he's still coming.
I'm here.
You're here?
Oh,
You're number 10.
I'm number 10?
Number 10.
Okay, I'm on my way.
It's about time.
I'll be there later. Yeah, I'm losing the Zoomer.
You're left with a bridge.
That's worth a lot.
I always told you I could sell you the Brooklyn Bridge.
Wrong side of the country.
Yeah. No, I could convince you that that's the Brooklyn Bridge. I painted it.
Now that's a true Kosek.
Now, Bikurim is also offered together, but this is something that you, except for somebody as old as Marshall who remembers it, in the days of the Bikurim, when they brought their baskets of fruit, they adorned it with bird offerings, with birds to offer on the Mizbeach. So Ditnan, Hagoizoloi Shal Gabe Asalin, the pigeons that were on the baskets, they offered them as burnt offerings. Vasalim Shebiyodam, and by poor people, the rich people took it back, but by poor people, the baskets in their hands, Nitanan L'Kahanim. So you see here, it's also, the vash is also offered with an offering. Says the Gemara, nah, it's not the same. Shtei Alechem has to be offered to Kifsei Atzeres. This is just to decorate it. You don't have to do it. Hano la'ata bikurim udasu. It's like sukkah decorations. It's like decorating the bikurim. You don't have to do it. And since you don't have to do it, it's not considered that the devash comes together with a carbon. You wanted to ask me something?
Yes. So in the beginning and right now also, the bikurim, that means they speak.
Yes.
And later on the dvash that the Kohanim allowed to actually honey mixed in the
Yes.
mincha.
Yes.
So that's how we fit to the dvash.
Yes.
How come the birds in flyway can be offered?
No, they obviously tied them down. Now, I didn't do the dedications, did I? We're dedicated by Shom Fogli, Nishmas Yaakov Zeb ben Yudaya, Rivka Bas Yaakov Yosef, Tziv Yemirim Bas Gad, Yosef ben Simon Yaakov Zeb, and for a full shalema for Moshe Arya ben Miriam, and for a great shidduch for Chaya Tzivya Bas Shoshana Gittel, a great shidduch for Batya Bas Sarah, by Baruch Ian Li, Nishmas Yaakov Chaim ben Abba, Esther Bas Yona, Avram ben Shmuel HaKoyin, and L'Refu Shalema for Liba Bas Anya, also L'Refu Shalema for Yosef Shmuel ben Miriam, and for a healthy mommy, healthy baby, especially for Ariel and Lior Bas El Zarivka. Also, Rabbi said, I'm trying to move things along so much, and I want to express my deep hakar satayv for the beautiful shalach manas that the Olam sent my wife and I. Such a beautiful shalach manas to Bordeaux Steakhouse, enough money that we could go probably 2, maybe even 3 times. It's a really, really, really nice gift. And, it's interesting that since I'm recovering, I haven't eaten really heavy, but I'm starting now, just this week, to start eating a little bit more normal. And I look forward to celebrating with my Rebbetzin. So thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you.
You deserve it, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Can I get a name for the first?
Yes.
Chaim Rafal ben Sarah.
Chaim Rafal ben Sarah.
Mordechai Tzvi ben Roshana.
Mordechai Tzvi ben Roshana. Moshe ben Estefradel. Yochai ben Ruchama. They should have a refuah shalema. Ruchama Sarah bas Miriam. They should have a refuah shalema b'seich shechel Yisrael. Now, Boy Rami Bar Chama Merav Chisda. Hamale mi besar chata sa'oif al gabi mizbech. This is such an interesting question. It's really links to the Mishnah Yomis that we learned today in Mila. Remember, I told you when we learned the Mishnah Yomis that chata sa'oif doesn't have any meat that goes on the Mizbech. The only thing of a Chatas Oif that goes on the Mizbech is the blood. Thank you, Danny. All of the meat is eaten by the Kohen. So now the question is, somebody isn't muted. It's Danny Vogel who's not muted. Now the question is, what if you put the Chatas Oif meat on the Mizbeach? Technically, it says Kol Shemimenu Le'ishim, and nothing from the Chatas Oif goes into the fire. The blood doesn't go on the fire, it goes on the wall. So, but boy Rami Bar Chamam Rav Chisda Hamala Mibsar Chatas Oif Al Gabi Mizbeach Mao. Is he chayav for lo yisaktiru? Kol shemimenu leishim amarachmana. Only something that's consigned to the fire. V'hayein mimenu leishim, and chatas oif is not consigned to the fire. Oy dilma kol sheshmoi carbon. V'hanami shmoi carbon. It's considered a carbon. Amalei, yeah, kol sheshmoi carbon. Anything that's considered a carbon and it's not supposed to go on the mizbeach, you're chayav v'haynami shmoi carbon. Says the Gemara, it's actually a machlokes tanoi. Ketanoi. Rabbi Eliezer Aimer kol shemimenu leishim, only that which is consigned to the fire, and chatas oif is not consigned to the fire. Rabbi Kiva Aimer kol sheshmoi carbon. My benai, what's the difference between them? We just explained. The difference between them would be a chatas oif. Am Rav Chisda b'sar chatas oif ikebe. Now, Rav has another difference. What about if you put some of the loig shemen shel mitzayra on the mizbeach? Now, nothing of the loig shemen shel mitzayra goes on the mizbeach, but you spray it towards the base of Migdash, and you put it on the toe and the lobe of the ear and the thumb, and you smear it on his head, and then the Kohanim eat the remainder. If you put the remainder on the mizbeach, are you chayiv? Rav Amaloik Shemen Shel Mitzarik Bina. None of it is consigned to the fire, but it is called a carbon. How do we know it's called a carbon? The Tani Levi Kol Karbanam. In the verse Kol Karbanam, the Kol comes l'Rabba. It's like Shemen Shel Mitzarik. Now remember, we said that it says Kol Sar teaches me even half a kmitza. So the Gemara says, Tan Rabbanan, Sa'ar Bal Taktiru, you shouldn't smoke up anything that's leavened. Ein li ela kulai miksasa minayin. How do we know part of it? Talmud Leimer Kol. Eruvai minayin. How do you know a mixture? Talmud Leimer Kiko. Now what does this mean, part of it? What are you talking about? My karma. Amar by Hachi karma. Sa'ar Bal Taktiru, Ein li ela kazayas. It's only if you smoke up a kazayas. Chatzi zayis minayim tamulem kol. I only know if it's pure leaven. A ruvay minayim. What if it's a mixture? Tamulem kiko. Now, so here Abaye says the difference is kazayis and a half a kazayis. Rava Amahachi Kamer Sa'ar Bal Taktira Ein Li Ela Kaimetz. Chatzi Kaimetz minayim, because we're going to see that he holds that the kmitza could never be less than 2 kazayis. So even if you do half, it's still a kazayis. And he holds that it only has a din of aktorah if it's a kazayis. So therefore the shaila isn't a chatzi zayis, because you wouldn't be chayiv for chatzi zayis, because that doesn't have a din of aktorah. But I only know ainly ala kaimitz, chatzi kaimitz minayin. What about a half a kaimitz? Talmud leimer kol. A ruvay minayin. What about a mixture? Talmud leimer kiko. But my kamiflagi, Abaye Savar Yesh Kaim Mitzpachas Mishnei Zaysim. There could be a Kamitza of less than 2 Zaysim. And if you do it in halves, so it's less than a share of a Zayis, he holds that's Aktara. He holds that there is Aktara for less than a Zayis. Boy, it's a good thing Mark isn't here. He would faint when he sees this Amud Beis. And Rava says, Ein kaimitz pachas mishnei zaysim. There's no kmitza less than 2 zaysim. Ve'ein aktar pchusim kazayis. Something that's less than a kazayis doesn't have a din of aktar. Now here, the Gemara is going to confuse us a little bit now and say that if Gedalia, because you need a big man to do this, you know. If Gedalia offers on the Mizbeach a mixture of sa'ar and of honey, he's going to get 4 malchus. Why 4 malchus? Because he offered sa'ar and davash, and he also offered a mixture, which is learned out from ki. So he gets whacked for sa'ar, for davash, for ki, the mixture of sa'ar, and ki, the mixture of davash. We whack him 4 times. He's going to need Ben Gay until Sukkot. Maybe we should do it, then he won't go away for Pesach. Now, he won't be able to sit in the car. Now, this really doesn't sit well with us. Because, you see, there's a klal, ein loikin alav shebeklolis. We're not like an alav that's included in one lav. So together with the lav of sa'ar is included kichal. And together with the lav of davash is included kichal. But anyway, let's see the Gemara inside. Itmar. Hamala, and you know, before I say this, we want to welcome in Mo Kushner, Yaakov Warman, Baruch Ian, Marshall Castle, Nachum Umansky, Irving Fishbaum, Saba, Yitzi Muller, Yitzi Fuchs, Eddie Chazan, who I'm sad to see. I'm really happy to see you, but I'm sad to see you. You know what I mean. Ruvain Pollack, Israel Fisher, A.B. Spry, Dr. Black, Dr. Guy, Michal, Barry Cement, Menachem Umansky, Rabbi Kranz, Stephen Holtzman, Shimon Klein, Yehuda Solomon. Yehuda, we'd love to have you down here. Gabriel Epstein, Abe Arbach, Yeshua Shmuel Eisenberg, and here in the shul, a royal flush, as we have Berish Gesseman, Gedalia, Chaim Kramer, Michal Avram, Reb Borenstein, Iran, Danny Vogel, Ruvain Shannet, Rebellia Yafi, and myself, right? That is a minion, a royal flush.
Got the plumbing working. I like that royal flush.
Yes, it's good that you have your mind in the right places, Marshall.
Always.
Yeah.
By plumbing your prostate.
Yeah. Now, Imar, Hamale Misaru Midvash Al Gabi Mizbeach. Here, Gedalia offers leaven, honey, and a mixture of the same on the Mizbeach. Amarava loike mishum sa'ar v'loike mishum dvash, loike mishum eruvei sa'ar u'mishum eruvei dvash. We whack him 4 times. Abaye Amar, we don't whack him for the mixture. Ain't like an alav shebeklolis. So the Gemara says, now it's interesting. Maybe we don't give malchus at all over here. The prototype lav in the Torah for malchus, where it says malchus in bin hakois harasha, is the lav of chasima. That if you muzzle an animal while it's working, you have a lav and you get malchus. Marshall remembers that the first time he did that.
Yeah, I muzzled my cow.
Yeah.
It was
Now-
terrible.
now-
It backfired on me.
Now, that is an exclusive lav without any other lavs. There is an argument to say that since this lav is not exclusive because it includes even kol, even a half a kaimitz, and includes ki, even a mixture, it's not like a lav chasima, and you wouldn't get malchus at all. There is such opinion. Abaya omein like an alav shebeklolos, and therefore you only get two. But iked amrei choda miyalaki. You do get malchus for the sa'ar, and you do get malchus for the dvash. But v'iked amrei choda nami loy laki. You don't even get malchus for the sa'ar and the dvash. Doloi miyachid lave kelav dechasima. It's not an exclusive lav. The lav of muzzling is only that lav. Here, this lav comes with the ganze package. And therefore, maybe it's not exclusive, and maybe there's no malchus, and there's no malchus at all. Of course, we don't pass him that way, but at least there's a svara to say that way. Again, I want to thank everybody for the beautiful shalach manas. I feel bad I didn't do it right away. I get the Mishnah Yomis I did already. Baruch Hashem, we did get a response from Richard Rosenzweig that he would like to sponsor the second Haggadah share. So that is, we have already one sponsor. If anybody wants to be a second sponsor, by the way, this is a share. If you want to prepare for the Seder, you don't want to miss it. It really is going to be an exciting share about the Seder. That will be, it's Wednesday tomorrow, right? It'll be Wednesday tomorrow night. Reb Chananya ben Akasha Amar, Ratza HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'zakaises Yisrael, l'fikra chir b'lem Torah mitzvah shenema adinoi chofetz man tzidkoi yagdul Torah v'yadir. Amen. Amen. Danny, thank you for coming down. Special thank you everybody for coming.
You're ready.
Makes it difficult to find it.
Wait 1 second. Isn't there a mile of like 9:30?
9:30. Yeah. I don't go there.
Very soon we'll have a Marav here recorded at 8.
Yeah.
Right after Yom Tov.
But that'll be early. It's an early Ma'ariv.
Oh, it's an early Marav, yeah.
Otherwise, I want to tell you a little story about dailygiving.org.
Yeah?
This kid was desperate to get a shitter. He started giving $2 a day, $1 for himself and $1 for his future bride, and now he's married.
Wow. Very nice.